Marijuana is legal to smoke in New York, but it's against the law to drive while impaired by it. Please make the right choice and do not drive while you're impaired. But if you or a loved one make that mistake, Stephen Epstein is here to help. Stephen is a nationally recognized attorney working in the cannabis community.
I am Stephen Epstein. If you have any questions about marijuana and impaired driving, call 516-745-1500, barkheadepstein.com.
It's a common sense recap of the big stories. It's Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
How much damage can Joe Biden do in 33 days?
34 days.
Oh, my God. How many minutes, John?
I don't know. We can figure it out.
We got to figure it out.
Countdown. Do we have the countdown?
Yeah, we need a countdown clock. And as we're putting that together, let's go to Ari Fleschier, former White House press secretary under George W. Bush. Ari, it seems like at every turn, President Joe Biden is undermining, whether it's, the selling off of the border wall or agreeing to some of these crazy, EV allowances. I mean, what can be done? How much damage? And how much can Trump undo on January 20th?
Yeah, and he's also trying to make all these last-minute DEI hires throughout the federal government. It's not unusual for an outgoing president to sprint to the finish, but it just looks like Joe Biden is wobbling to it. And as he wobbles, he's doing a lot of damage to America, just like he did when he was the president. So it's really troublesome. Trump can fire all these new hires that Biden is making. He can close down all the DEI offices. So there are things that Trump can do. The border wall, what I'm hoping on that is knowing how important that border wall is to the people who have to sell it now. I wouldn't be surprised if they're dragging their feet. I wouldn't be surprised if they're saying, yep, we're working on it. And they're not going to sell much of it at all because they want that border wall built. So we'll see what happens, but Biden did damage when he was the president. He's doing damage as he's leaving the presidency.
One of the things I saw, Ari, too, is that Texas is saying that maybe some folks in Texas will buy the wall for pennies on the dollar and then hand it over to Trump. Well, give it over there so we're not getting hit on both ends.
Rita, I had a more devious thought.
Okay, what was it, Rudy Washington?
That Elon give $1 billion to somebody like me, and I go front and I buy it for a nickel on the dollars, and then when Trump comes in, here.
Make a donation. Make a donation. I'm sure. Rudy, you had a question on the spending bill, too. I think this is interesting for Ari.
Rudy Washington, we were discussing this because the president is, I would say, recommending vetoing this bill.
This is the big spending bill.
The big spending bill that they're trying to once again ram through. What happens if the Republicans, follow the directive of President Trump? Do we get a shutdown? Does President Trump walks into a shutdown? What happens?
Yeah, there's a real problem here. And the problem is Donald Trump's not the president yet.
Right.
So when you're going to pass one of these big spending bills, you got to deal with the person who has to sign the bill. And that is not Donald Trump. So it's one thing for President Trump to say he doesn't like it. He wouldn't let this happen on his watch. But his watch hasn't begun.
But the party listens to him.
Write the right bill, a Trump bill. Biden won't sign it. So what do you do then? The government's going to shut down. And I've been through this so many times. When the government shuts down, no one wins. It's a mess for everybody. And it's the last headache Trump needs.
So what do you see? It's interesting, Ari, we're looking at sort of this realignment on the world stage. We were talking about how all these tech folks are coming to meet Trump. Justin Trudeau comes to meet Trump. We just heard that, I just saw a little bit ago, the leader of Argentina
Canada is going to fall apart.
Yeah, and by the way, Canada's been a mess since Trump called them the 51st state. It just shows how much power he has,
Absolutely, and I love it. I just love it, and Trump loves it too. He's having fun. It's normal. Finally, Donald Trump is the president, and the world is reacting normally instead of with hysteria. It's what they should have done in 2017, but instead everything was hysterical. Everything was concocted. It was the Steele dossier. It was Russian collusion, all of which set the tone for just the worst divisive 2 years of vitriol, 3 years of vitriol, and then COVID. And now we're heading into the typical era where people say, I want to get to know the president. I want to support the president. The president is powerful. I think more than anything, it's helped Donald Trump to have a great transition. He's not fighting every day with the press. He doesn't have all these resistance and detractors. He's concentrating on doing his job. And that we're all going to be better for that. And so I love the reaction to Trump this time.
Ari, I keep saying that we saved America. We saved the free world. Now it's time to save our inner cities.
Wouldn't that be great? And it would not surprise me if Donald Trump is the one to do it. I heard a brilliant line during the election where somebody said if the Democrats want to win federal elections, the first thing they should do is actually show they can run the places that they have total control, the big cities, with low taxes, low crime, job opportunities for everybody. And if they can do that, then they can run the country.
They're not doing well.
Anyway.
They are not. By the way, Ari, real quick, we have the clock. And Ari, this is how much time is left on Joe Biden's term as president. Oh my gosh. Okay. 2,873,915 seconds, 33 days. And that means 47,898 minutes. We can't wait, Ari.
Thank you so much, Ari.
To that finish line.
Ari, thank you. We love you. Thank you, my friend. Have a great holiday, Ari. Thank you.
Now let's go to David.
Thank you, guys. Great to be with you.
Thank you, Ari.
Eden Memorial Chapels understands Jewish funerals can take many forms. Some are Orthodox, while others are more conservative or of a Reformed nature. There's no one better. With services close to all New York and New Jersey cemeteries, Eden Memorial Chapels offer fair and balanced pricing and can provide easy transfer of you and your loved ones to Israel. While you're grieving, they're here to take care of all the details so that you deal with less bureaucracy and have more peace of mind. Go to EdenMemorial.com. That's EdenMemorial.com.
I've been matchmaking all my life. I introduced my best friend and his wife. I introduced my program director, Kevin Drosch, to Inhala. And now I'm going to match you with Inhala. Yes, you two should sleep together. Skip the sleep center. Avoid the CPAP machine. Get in bed with Inhala. It's a custom-fit oral appliance. There's no bulky hoses or uncomfortable mask. Inhala works with your private medical insurance and makes the process seamless. I talked to the people at Inhala.com, and they're going to help you just like they helped out Kevin and his fiancée. She'll finally be able to sleep through the night while Kevin is using Inhala. Follow Kevin's sleep journey right here on 77 WABC. Now is the time for a treatment that is right for you. Visit Inhala.com or call 844-INHALA-1. That's 844-INHALA-1. So like my program director, Kevin, skip the sleep center, avoid the CPAP machine, get in bed with Inhala. Inhala.com, INHALA.com.